Jim Klauck, aka Checker Pro Joe, here on the Checker Pro Radio Show, talking about one of my favorite subjects, believe it or not, and that is leveling your concrete, because it can be very dangerous. It's actually a huge hazard, and you can get in trouble if somebody stumbles or trips on your walkways, your sidewalks, your driveway, your pool deck. So I brought my friend Zachary Zaras into the show today from Level Concrete. Zachary, how are you?
I am living the dream.
I love
as you always say. I'm going to take it from you.
You can take it. And I'm not the one who coined that one. A lot of people say it, and I'm glad you're living the dream, because the alternative is living a nightmare, possibly. And we'll leave that for other people. So
that's a different podcast.
Exactly. On the show before, you've talked about the process of how you and your technicians drill holes and inject the foam into the concrete to lift it up. So my question is how big are those holes, and are they visible after you guys lift my concrete?
Yeah, so great question. We get to ask that all the time. So our holes are 3/8 of an inch, so a little bit bigger than a standard number 2 pencil. When we're done and we patch those holes, when everything's all said and done, we patch them with a concrete mix, a cement mix. And usually I tell people within about 2 to 3 weeks, you generally can't tell where they are. Even quicker than that. So oftentimes, if you're there when we do the work, you might always know where those holes are because you watched us do it. But if your spouse, friends, or family, or anybody comes home, they may not realize there was ever any holes done, just the concrete's good again. And so it can be that quick. There are times we go back out to a house for any which or future work or any remedial work, and we oftentimes can't find the original holes we did. And so we know where they should be. And so oftentimes we can get lucky and catch the same hole, but sometimes we're drilling all new holes because we just can't find the originals. And so that's one positive side with them being very small. Oftentimes a lot of our competitors with the mud jacking and any other types of poly, they'll use bigger ones, the size of a nickel up to 1.5 inches, size of a Coke can. And those don't blend. They never blend. We used to use a little bit bigger hole, and they don't blend very well. In aesthetics is everything. There's a reason why we like to fix concrete versus replacing it. It never is nice having one panel replaced on your driveway and having the look of a checkerboard. We want it to look nice, so we don't want a bunch of holes making it look like it's a domino out there, or a Dalmatian for that matter. So the holes blend well. Yep. I mean, kids might like it with the chalk, but
that's
not anybody else.
It's a good idea. It would be an interesting thing in your marketing would be, hey, when we come out, you can pick Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck, and we will put the holes in that pattern so your kids could connect the dots and create a character. Right. That'd be interesting. So let me ask you this question. Is it conceivable then, after you fix the concrete, you've raised it up, it's now level, there are these minor blemishes, if someone were to top coat it and stamp it, they would really go away? Would that be an option also if someone wanted to decorate the concrete?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's plenty of things you can do. So the holes will be been gone at that point. Any overlay decorative cover would cover any of the holes up. The one thing, when we seal joints and cracks, we tend to use a silicone product. Not all overlays adhere to that product very well. And so if there's ever a situation where you think you might get an overlay, let us know, because we could stagger when we do the work or omit the joints and cracks and request that the overlay contractor does that to make sure you get the proper end result of your overlay. We'd hate for you to, get a bunch of work done with us and then have to redo a bunch of it because it's not the right product at the end of the day. So, but you absolutely can go over it. And we've looked into doing overlays as well. So it's not something we're doing yet, but it's on the radar to do ourselves because we know people want it to be a final result that looks great.
Yeah, I agree. And, I was thinking about that because you were talking about the size of the holes, which are small. They're really not visible, but you could really change the whole look of your driveway or walkway with an overlay, and you just wouldn't have a problem with that because it's underneath all the work.
Yep.
Yeah. Zachary, as always, thank you so much for spending time here on the program today. and talking to our listeners and our viewers about what you do at Level Concrete. All of Zachary's information is located in the description of this podcast. If you have concrete that's not level, you should really consider getting it leveled. And you guys come out for free, right?
Absolutely. Free estimates anytime.
Perfect. Zachary, as always, thank you so much.
Thank you.